Hi everyone, I'm Madeleine and welcome to my channel Leafy. Today we'll be covering another crochet journal for everything I did in March 2026. So let's have a look. There is no February crochet journal because I did the temperature blanket. I'll link it somewhere here if you would be interested to have a look there. I am in my noppies, so yeah, that's done, and I've already started with a couple of other things. I did something in the double knit and I made something in the chunky. I had to test out both, and this one, the first object I did with karoo tweed double knit in the color protea. Not sure if it's going to show. And as you can see, there's quite a lot left. I made a little hat. It's not something I normally wear, but I didn't want to do another beanie. I wanted to do something different. And I used a pattern from Siren's Crochet. Anyway, I'll link it down below in the description. If you're interested to make yourself one, then go ahead. She explains it so beautifully. Okay, so this is a French beret. I think it's a little too big though. I just followed her instructions with the yarn I used, and she used a different yarn, but otherwise this isn't I never get this right. Am I doing it right? Am I? This is you basically work with half double crochets all the way, and you'll see there's a lot of short row stitches, and these are just normal slip stitches for the rim, and you I think it's about 8 or 10 stitches, and then you start to do the half double crochet slip stitches. So it's not just a half double crochet, it's half double crochet slip. And it makes, yeah, look at the tweed, isn't it lovely? Yeah, oh, that was very nice, and it's soft. Let me check. I think it's got 87% acrylic and 10% superwash wool and 3% viscose. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and it was lovely to work with. Really soft on the hands, and it worked quite fast. But I think it's with all the is it the viscose or is it the wool? Which one is the little flex in here? With, yeah, it kept the work interesting. So making this French beret went fairly quick, and I made another object, but that was done with a chunky. I don't have the label here. I did it, I made I don't know, I can't say I made a pattern. I made a scarf, and this is done with only slip stitches in the chunky, and it goes from thick to thin. And yeah, I think this is, you can just where's my hair? I say, when it's time for winter, there you go. It's nice. Yeah, so it's not just what, I can't remember what they call it, but yeah, this is there's those knitted scarves that's teeny tiny, and you just put it around your neck and fold it over. This is not that. This is 100 gram chunky scarf, but yeah, with some texture. Okay, so this was the chunky karoo tweed fossil, and so when I had my 100-gram ball, I basically divided it in 3 parts. It's going to be the start, and then the middle, and then the end. So I worked with my little scale next to me, and I worked the first 7 rows, and then I basically repeated row 6 to 10. Yeah. Read here. Don't listen to me. Read my notes. That is what I did. I worked a certain sequence up until row 10, and then I just repeated row 6 to 10 until I reached about 33 grams on my scarf, and then I kept the width. I didn't increase for another 33, and when I reached 66 grams on my scarf, I started decreasing, and I decreased at the same way as I did my increases, and until basically I ended up with just 2 stitches to end with. And then yeah, this was 100 grams. Perfect. An entire a 1 ball scarf, and that's what I wanted. So here it is, just 1 ball. And you can, this is normally how I wear my scarves. I pull it through, and then my neck is nice and warm, and then I sit with this massive piece still bulging, and then I try to tuck it into my jacket, and when I turn, you get this pigeon breast. I hate it. So with this scarf, I can just tuck it in, and there's no bulge at the front of my breast. So yeah, this works nicely for me, and it is just 1 ball, and because it's got that wool, it's really warm. Next. I started doing some knitted string work. Anyways, I'm completely butchering the name. Color string work. I used just some extra yarns I had in my stash. I think this was Moya's cotton. Yeah, this is one of the 100% cotton colors, and yeah, knitted stranded work. This is my first day, so don't judge. It looks fine. This is not washed or blocked, and it was just a little test. I wanted to see how it works with the color work, and this is the inside. Let me turn it over. And yeah, it was a little bit difficult at the start, I have to admit. You'll see these like this where it's too tight. It's looking funny, but at least you can still see it. And I'm loving these 2 colors together. It's very nice. And now, so I've tried the stranded color work, the stranded knitted color work. But what I also want to try to do is I want to do exactly the same, but with the mosaic knitting. So have you tried the mosaic knitting? I don't know if it's something new or if it's, yeah, but lately it's popping up everywhere and it's tweaking my interest. So yeah, it's finished, but it's not an item. It's just like a practice round. Is it like this? Yeah, No, yes. Okay. This was just a free pattern. I'm not even sure. Was on a... I'll see if I can find the link for this pattern. But it's not a pattern, not really made to work in the round. Because you see there, this is where my round started. And it's supposed to be a diamond. And yeah, you can see it's not, it's not lining up. But you really, if I didn't tell you, you didn't see it. It's just for my own pleasure. Yeah, if I can say it like that. I did continue with my Persian towel blanket, but it didn't get a lot of attention. So yeah, this is, remember I've got 5 blocks done already. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the, I think it, what's it, round 1, 2, 3, done up until the 4th round. And you see the difference here, a lot more color. If you remember with my previous journal, I also said, you know, I'm gonna try to work in the back bumps to bring out the color a bit more. Okay, with the 4th round, it's a little bit more difficult because you're working like 4 trebles into 1 hole, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's taking away any color, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, so that's 6 done up until the 4th round, and still 19. Wait, no, I'm lying. I've done 5. That's completely finished, and there's 20, so there's still 14 circles that needs a 4th round. Oh, okay. But yeah, just remember, as I'm completing the rounds, I'm also working in the ends. So you see, this end I will work in when I've done the 5th round, and then I'll work in the 4th round's ends, and then when I'm done with the 6th round, I'll be working in the 5th round's ends. So yeah, there you go. And I am very happy working with my, what cotton is it? I've got an entire bag here. It's the cotton on, there you go, the cotton on double knit. Yeah, this one is just white, and no, I'm throwing my face. The cotton on double knit. This is 250 gram balls, and it's so soft, especially after working with acrylics, and then I move over to working with the cottons. There is a definite change in how it feels, and it feels a lot softer. Anyways, let's do the mojas, and then I'll do another knitted thing. Okay, so the mojas, I've got some progress. We're on row 74 already. So this entire part here, let me open it up. From here, up until here, this part here is all done. It is done. But now I am busy working in the ends. I'll put in more detail with, I've got a update coming up. I'm just working in all the ends before I'm finishing that video. And will I be able to show you this without creating massive chaos? Okay. Okay, I've got it upside down. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is, let me get this to the back. I'll say we've got some feet done, working on the 2nd foot, the tail feathers done, and both the wing feathers, the black parts are done. And as you can see, I've been working in a lot of the ends. I'm pulling it to the I thought I would be pulling the ends to the back and working the ends into the back, but I feel I've got more creative control when I pull the ends into the front and I work it in at the front. Then there's certain yeah, these are looking a little bit different than these because I ended my blocks a little bit different, and then I realized, no, I don't like the way I'm merging one color into the next one, and I started merging the colors a little bit differently, and you can see there's quite a difference in the neatness. That tiny little corner on the page is already this big. Fun times, fun times. So, oh gosh, I will sort out that mess in the shop. So yeah, this is now my new Saturday shop project. So, and that still lives in its whale whale bag. So the next little thing, once again, it's for Alexander, and he also came to me with a request, and then I said, okay, sure, let me do it and let me complicate it for myself, you know, why not? And so I am making him a camouflage jacket with not a jacket, a vest, with a collar, and I am even going to work in a zipper. This is my schematic and my calculations. You can see the idea here, and then you'll have like a tall collar that he can fold should he want to, or maybe, you know, just zip it up and then just the eyes going around. And he chose a color. What's the color? It's Charity Double Knit Nutshell. This is the Charity Double Knit Nutshell. There you go, nutshell. And we're at just under the underarm, or the armhole shaping. Yeah, we're just starting with the armhole shaping, and this I'm going to put in a safety line because I want to try something different. I've been looking up some videos. I'll link that video below, so that you can see as well. There's a method that you can use so that you bind off on the same row. Now I know with the decreases, then you only decrease on every knitted row, but with the bind off, it's going to be on the same row. So it's a little bit more tricky, but remember, it's not like I'm binding off 7 stitches. This is for a 4-year-old boy. I'm probably just going to bind off 2 or 3 stitches on each side before starting the decreases. So it's not like major surgery. But yeah, loving the colors, the way it's striping. And then, of course, I used a smaller needle. These are 4 millimeters. Yes. I don't think I wrote it down, but I've got the, here it is, yeah. I used for the ribbing, I used the 3.5 because I wanted to be a bit more snug at the bottom, and I'll do it the same with the collar as well. Then I'm using the 3.5 for the ribbing, and then the rest of the vest is 4 millimeters, and this is the back panel. And then I'm going to make the 2 halves that's going to zip up in the front. So yeah, I'm not working from a pattern because why should I do anything that's easy? But yeah, that is everything I did for March. It's knitting season is starting, and that doesn't mean crocheting is ending. Crochet isn't a summer sport, it's an all year round sport. If I'm done with this vest and my method worked and I'm satisfied, then I'm going to try and do exactly the same thing but with crochet. I'll see how much wool. I just bought an entire pack. Yeah, there's enough for 2 whole jerseys, and I'm not making a jersey, I'm going to make the vest. Oh yeah, with this I'm doing the ribbing, but the sides and the collar will be added. I'll be picking up stitches and then I'll be knitting. So if you've got any advice on picking up stitches, the only stitches I ever picked up was in socks. and that was a video where the lady literally shows you, oh, do this, and that's exactly what I did. So it worked out perfect, but now I've got nobody to show me nothing, and now I'm just like scouring YouTube and the internet for tips and tricks. So yeah, if you've got any videos or guides that you use for picking up stitches, especially for ribbing on this, you know, at the front, or for the collar, I'd appreciate. And then maybe I can share with others. I can link the videos or the websites on down in my descriptions, and then others can enjoy the benefits from that as well. So in any case, there's still a lot. Yeah, this is, I'm going to see if I can't create a new crochet video corner, but as you can see, everything is still very unfinished. This is my bookshelf, actually. You're only seeing like not even a quarter of it. So yeah, I'll be trying to tidy this up. I'm not sure if it's going to be done in time for a next video. It's not like I'm pushing myself. It's just something I want to get done eventually before the 2026 ends. And yeah, ooh, look, I wanted to show you this. All my ends I put in this glass bottle, and as the project finishes up and a new project starts, you can see I did the Christmas baubles, the pom-poms, the Christmas pom-poms, and here's all the ends of the temperature blanket. Most of it is actually just pressed, I guess, into the middle, and now it's the what's it, the Persian tile ends that's slowly being snipped off and collected. It looks like a little piece of art. I love it. And these are all my leftovers. And when I've got enough of this, then I'm going to do a scrap blanket. Yeah, this is all my scraps. We still need at least enough scraps up until here for a nice decent blanket. So now you can keep an eye on it and keep me to it. Say, hey, look, where's the scraps? It's time for the scrappy blanket. Yeah, thank you for tuning in and following me on my yickle and on my crochet and knitting journeys. Obviously more crochet than knit, but I do knit to give my hands a bit of a vacation. Otherwise after that temperature countdown blanket crunch, I was a little bit fed up with knitting, with crocheting, but I still wanted to crochet, but I didn't want to crochet, and I started with the knitting, so I could still get my yarn fix, but it wasn't crochet. I've realized every time I finish a project, then I'm a little, it's like, you know, oh, it's done. Yeah, it's like, yay, look, it's done, it's beautiful, and it's, oh, what am I gonna work on now? It's like a very huge dopamine rush when you complete something so big, and at the same time it's like saying goodbye to an old friend. It's a double-edged sword for me. I will see you either in it will probably, or I hope so, be a Malgas video. I thought I would have been able to share you in the next Malgas update, but yeah, it's taking a little longer than I thought, but it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I'm focusing every Saturday on that now, and yeah, I think I want to focus on my son's vest, on the Malgas, and then on my Persian towel blanket. If anything extra happens, like these, then it's just gonna pop up and you'll see something new that I'm starting with. I still have projects that needs to be done, and there's some more here on the floor that still needs to be done, or started, or finished, or continued, or whatever. So there's still a lot in the future for us to enjoy. But okay, stay well, and thank you for joining in, and I'll see you in the next video. Knitted string work, color string work, stranded color work, stranded knitted color work, stranded work.
Please feel free to click like if you enjoyed the content of this video or found it to be informative. Should you want to see more of my videos on YouTube, search Yakulifi and select subscribe. Remember to set your bell notification so you don't miss out on my latest content. You can share this video with friends or chat with me in the comments.